means that you'll release yourself from all the ties. You'll experience a transformation.
Well, that certainly cheered me up.
And I see death. A lightning bolt.
I
A
see.
bolt flashes down on you. Stop. A death card again. Adrian, the cards are correcting me. I see a deluge, which will suffocate.
It's a tarot deck. How many death cards are in the tarot deck?
Another death card.
Oh, Lord.
Adrian, I see darkness. You will be devoured by darkness.
How many death cards have you actually got there?
Just one in the major arcana. Oh, I've mixed up several tarot packs.
Oh, okay. That explains it.
What happened yesterday?
Yeah, when she dropped all her cards.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Adrian. I have to call someone back urgently.
What? Call someone back? No, that's not where I want to go. There we go. Ooh, we got a letter.
Sunglasses? They've got to be from Edward. Actually, an umbrella would be better. But what the hell? Sunglasses. Probably from Edward, from my black eyes.
Yes, it does count. Okay. Woohoo! Hooty hoo! Hooty hoo!
Someone's broken the door in. With an axe by the look of it.
It was Johnny.
Damn. Looks as though Tom has been here.
Dun dun dun!
There are some things you just don't want to see.
I want to see it.
Get out of here.
What was it? Don't leave me in suspense. Whoop.
Rain, rain, go away. Tomorrow will be a rainy day. Damn. Then comes the snow. Don't you know?
Is that the ghost?
Ralph? That you?
Wow.
Ralph!
I was only playing with him.
Ralph! What happened? Am I hearing voices of the dead? Or was that really Ralph? Strange. It's never been so quiet here before.
Well, that's because it's dark and rainy.
Closed for business.
Of course the cafe's closed.
Adrian!
Hey, it's Spooner.
It's done. Case closed. Angelina's letter convinced the judge completely.
Some good news.
A lot more than that. And is there anything I can do for you?
Any new developments in the Tom case?
None. That pizza has disappeared. Not even Bobby's seen anything of him.
Would it affect your transfer if you found him?
What a question. Of course it would. The faster the... Hey, you've not just...
Well, if I were you, when it stops raining, I'd get myself over to the shack in the woods, over at Warm Hill, and, take a closer look around.
Have you actually found his hiding place? If things get too boring for you up at the castle, I could do with a good constable.
Thanks, but, I've had to answer to a higher calling.
I had to answer to a higher calling.
Now with the case closed, all of the pieces of evidence are no longer required, right?
And very not anymore, no.
Then it wouldn't be a problem if I got the bracelet back. You do know that it's a family heirloom.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Zach.
Please.
Alright, we got that back.
How's it looking with your transfer?
Now that's lying on my boss's desk. And knowing him like I do, he's gonna let me stew for a while. But it'll come through sooner or later.
Goodbye.
Fare thee well,
Goodbye.
my lord.
Hi, Constable.
Ah, the Mr. Gordon.
The Mr. Gordon. Who else?
Has the cafe shut down?
Yes, you really missed something this morning. Apparently, Edward resigned, and then there was the massive argument between him and Denise. Well, you could see it coming.
Goodbye, Constable.
I could see it coming.
A whole load of photos of my family, with a grave candle in front of them. And then what have we got here? A pair of pliers. I'll take those and the candle. I don't need the other stuff right now.
Why didn't he take the pliers earlier?
One ruby's enough.
Okay.
The ruby fits exactly into the socket on the hilt of the sword.
So now that that's fixed, let's see if it opens up the column.
Gonna need the right key for that.
We have the right key.
There's a spiral staircase here. I can't see how far down it goes. It has to be a good few stories. Ladies first.
Didn't we find this staircase in Black Mirror 2?
Are you exercising your role as lord of the manor?
The Guardian isn't allowed to die. Those were your words. I'm just playing it safe.
Okay, ladies first.
That's supposed to be the catacombs? Looks like the sewer system.
Patience. This is just the beginning.
There are hieroglyphics etched all around here. Did the druids build these walls?
So you gonna look at the hieroglyphics?
Here's an illustration of a house and a jar. Here's a pitchfork and a flower.
Oh, I'm so funny.
A hefty chain. It's hanging into the water. There's a bird and a head chiseled in here. There's a fish and a hand on this column. I think that's supposed to be a house or a shack. In this environment, there can only be a whirlpool. Huh, the water's been standing there for some time. I reckon that's the remains of the water from putting out the fire. At any rate, it's not normal sewage. The whole thing could be some kind of cistern. It collects rainwater from all over the castle. It's brought here and then goes stagnant. No, there has to be an outflow somewhere as well.
What do you think?
Valentina,
Yes.
do any of these symbols around us mean anything to you?
These symbols look like Pictish glyphs. Obviously an ancient form of writing, more than 6,000 years old. So, I'm wondering what business have they got being on these walls?
Maybe one of my ancestors thought they looked nice? Do you know what they mean?
Sort of. But don't ask me how you vocalize them.
I can't see any other exit here. Can you?
Am I gonna have to switch to
Looks
her?
like we're in a dead-end street.
But it can't be, though. It has to continue somewhere. Maybe there's another secret passage.
Certainly not out of the question. Keep your eyes open.
The bucket is half full of a white salt. Probably for when it's icy.
There he goes again.
I'll take a handful of grit salt with me. Just in case I have to help some old grandma cross an icy street.
Okay, we got the salt.
Finest road salt. It's normally made up of around 95% table salt. The rest is dirt.
That's good eating there.
A power socket. But does it have an electricity supply? So now I've got the option to connect something up down there.
Let's see here. We have a little bit more inventory items than Valentina does.
A candle for the dead. Here's the end of the extension cable. Energy. There's a thick electric cable hanging from the roof, just above a puddle of water. Craig was right. It isn't safe down here.
You could get electrocuted.
Empty. I'm guessing that they used to store wine or beer here back in the day. Those days are long gone, though. Boxes of empty wine bottles. Just in case there's a life for me after Mordred, I'm gonna give this castle a real cleanup and throw it all of this old junk. Well, I'll hand the job over to Edward, of course.
Of course.
There are drains under the puddles, but the sewer system couldn't cope with the huge volume of extinguishing water. The water isn't draining away anymore.
May have to repair that sewer
A
system.
shelf of wine bottles. As far as I can tell, they're all still full. 1953. Either extremely valuable or completely disgusting. There are only busted boxes and barrels back there.
Can we turn it on? Can we turn it on?
I guess that's the main switch for the electricity in the cellar. Who needs fuses if you've got such a big lever? Must be a seriously heavy water bucket if you need a chain like that to lift it. Cellars are often used as the last resting place for all sorts of heavy junk. And it's no different in British castles. At first glance, there's nothing useful leaping out at me here. At the second one, too. Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes?
There are metal grates lying around the well. No idea what they're for. I think that's the power connection for the water pump. I guess there were no power plugs back then.
Not in the 15th century.
That's just one pole. Does this thing use direct current? So I wonder where you attach the other pole. That's the water pump, which they use to pump away the extinguishing water. It's a real monster, and ancient, too. I'm surprised that thing even works.
Well, they did rent it for the week, remember?
You can turn the pump on and off with that. You can even adjust the direction of rotation and the speed. Theoretically, I could pump the cellar full of water again, slowly or quickly.
Oh, well, we definitely want to do that, don't we? Nah.
There are 2 huge water basins here. They must go back to when they had no running water. The wire rope is wrapped tightly around the pipe. I guess it's an earth for the water pump. Or is it the second pole? No idea what kind of pipes those are. Water or sewage, I guess. I don't think that the pump will suck up a metal chain.
What?
Quite a clear design. The motor's on the right, the pump device is on the left. The 2 are connected with a long shaft. If I wrap the chain around the drive shaft, I could use the water pump as a winch. I hope the motor's powerful enough.
Yeah, if you put it in granny speed.
I'll put the cable into the connecting terminal on the pump. The power cable is now hanging through the grill and straight into the water. There are drains under the puddles, but the sewer system couldn't cope with the huge volume of extinguishing water. The water isn't draining away anymore.
It is a dielectric.
I'll give the pepper and chilies a miss. The puddle's seasoned enough.
Hang on to your butts.
If it weren't for me being a former student of physics, I'd call that kind of action suicide. Now the end of the cable's hanging directly in the water. The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch. I can't wind the chain anymore. Something's blocked.
What are you up to? I'm impressed.
Rope.
I'll tie the rope to the column here and let it down the shaft.
Now that we've taken care of that, we need to go back to the library and go back to the catacombs.